Think about your phone for a second. You use it all day, every day. Apps running in the background, notifications popping up, battery draining. What happens when you never turn it off? It gets slow. It starts glitching. Eventually, it freezes. But when you finally restart it, everything runs smooth again. Your body works exactly the same way, except most of us never hit the restart button. We just test running and running until something goes wrong. You're probably watching this because you want to drop a few pounds. Maybe you're tired all the time. Maybe your old clothes don't fit anymore and you want to change that. I get it, but here's something wild. Losing weight is actually the boring part of what I'm about to share with you. The real story is so much bigger. Every single time you put food in your mouth, you're basically sending a text message to every cell in your body. And that message says just one thing: build more, store more, grow more. Now think about how often we eat these days. Breakfast at 7, coffee and a muffin at 10, lunch at 12:30, afternoon snack at 3, dinner at 7, maybe some ice cream while watching TV at night. That message never stops. Your body is constantly being told to build, build, build. But here's the problem. When does it get time to fix what's already broken? Scientists have a fancy word for this. They call it constitutive growth. Sounds complicated, but it's really simple. Your body is so busy dealing with food all day long that it never gets a chance to clean house. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to deep clean your kitchen while someone's cooking a 5-course meal. Impossible, right? That's what's happening inside you right now. While your body is processing all that food, damaged stuff starts piling up. Old broken proteins that don't work anymore. Cellular garbage that should have been thrown out years ago. Your mitochondria, which are like tiny batteries powering your cells, they start breaking down. And we call this aging, but it's not really aging. It's just neglect. Here's something most people don't know. Getting older doesn't have to mean getting sicker and weaker. That's not how it's supposed to work. Your body has an instruction manual for staying healthy, but we've been ignoring it. The good news, we can fix this. We can actually turn back the clock on what's happening inside your cells right now. But there's a catch. To make this happen, you have to push through something uncomfortable. And most people quit right before the magic starts. They feel weird, think something's wrong, and give up exactly when their body is about to transform. Let me show you what really happens in those critical hours and why everything you think about being hungry is completely backwards. So you decide to stop eating for 16 hours, maybe 20, maybe even a full day. Your body doesn't celebrate, it freaks out. You feel it fast. Your head starts hurting. You get cranky and snap at people for no reason. Your stomach feels like it's screaming at you, and that little voice in your head starts yelling, "This is crazy. Just eat something already." It feels like your body is mad at you, right? Like you're hurting yourself. But that's not what's happening at all. Your body isn't angry. It's just surprised. Your whole life, you've been running on one type of fuel: sugar from food, glucose. It's easy. It's quick. It's like living next to a gas station and filling up your tank every few hours. Super convenient. But then suddenly you stop. The gas station closes, and your body panics because it forgot there's another way. This is what experts call metabolic inflexibility, and it's why the first couple days feel absolutely terrible. Here's a better way to picture it. Your body has two places where it stores energy. One is like a small fridge in your kitchen. That's the glucose in your blood and liver. Easy to reach. You're hungry? You open it up, grab something quick. But then there's this huge freezer in your basement packed with months worth of food. That's your body fat, tons of energy just sitting there. But the door is locked and your body forgot where it put the key. The headache, the tiredness, that foggy feeling in your brain, that's not your body starving. That's just your body remembering how to unlock that basement door. Around 12 to 18 hours without eating, something clicks. Your liver runs out of that quick energy. The fridge is empty, and when that happens, insulin, the hormone that's been locking that basement door, drops way down. Suddenly your body remembers, oh yeah, we have all this energy stored up. The door opens, and for the first time in forever, your body starts using your fat for fuel. But it doesn't just burn fat. It turns that fat into something special called ketones. These are clean burning molecules that your brain absolutely loves, way better than sugar. And the second these ketones start flowing, something amazing happens. The headache disappears. You stop feeling hungry. Your energy doesn't just come back, it explodes. You feel awake, alert, focused. This isn't some weird trick. This is how humans are supposed to work. For hundreds of thousands of years, people didn't eat 3 meals a day plus snacks. They went days without food sometimes. And when they did, they didn't just lie down and wait to die. They became sharp faster, more focused. They went hunting. Your body is built for this. It just forgot because we've been feeding it nonstop for so long. But once that switch flips, once your body realizes it can use stored fat for energy, it does something incredible. It looks around and thinks, hey, we've got some free time. Let's clean up this place. This is where everything changes. This is the part nobody talks about because most people quit too early, right before their body unlocks something that actually won a Nobel Prize back in 2016. It's called autophagy. I know that sounds weird, but stay with me. Autophagy means self-eating. And before you say gross, let me explain. This is the most brilliant cleaning system your body has. Here's what happens inside your cells. When you fast long enough, your cells start looking around at themselves. They're searching for anything that's broken or not working right, old proteins that are gunking everything up, damaged mitochondria that are making toxic waste instead of energy, bits of trash that have been sitting there for months or years. And then, like a professional cleaning crew, your cells take all that junk apart. They break it down into basic materials and build something new, something that actually works. Think about an office building at night. The cleaning crew can't work when everyone's there, right? They can't vacuum, take out trash, or fix things when the place is packed with people having meetings. They need the building empty. That's exactly what eating does. Every time you eat, your cells are busy. They're handling food, dealing with insulin, managing energy. The cleaning crew can't come in. Autophagy only happens when the building is empty. This is why fasting is so much more than just a diet. It's like working out. When you lift weights, you're actually tearing your muscles. That sounds bad, but those tiny tears force your muscles to grow back stronger. Fasting works the same way. The challenge of not eating tells your cells, get tougher, get better, we need to survive. And your body responds by becoming stronger and healthier. Quick question. What's the longest you've gone without eating? Was it on purpose or did you just forget to eat? Drop a comment because I'm really curious how many of you have actually felt this shift happen. The research on this is mind-blowing. People who do intermittent fasting long term don't just have cleaner cells, they have younger cells. When scientists measure cellular age, things like how healthy your DNA is and how well your mitochondria work, people who fast regularly look years, even decades younger on the inside than people who eat all day. This isn't about looking good in pictures. This is about the actual machinery inside your body running cleaner and lasting longer. You're not just losing weight. You're literally reversing aging. Then you might be thinking, okay, my cells are clean, but I don't want to look like a skeleton. Let's talk about the fear that stops most people. You've probably heard this or even thought it yourself. If I don't eat, my body will eat my muscles. I'll waste away. Wrong. Completely wrong. And here's why. Think about this for a second. Imagine you're a caveman. You haven't eaten in 2 days. There's no fast food. No grocery store. If you want to eat, you need to hunt and kill something. Now, would nature make you weaker right when you need to hunt? Would your body break down your muscles, the exact things you need to survive, at the worst possible time? That would be ridiculous. That would be suicide. No way. What actually happens is your body pumps out growth hormone and adrenaline. It makes you sharper, faster, stronger. And the science proves this. When you fast, growth hormone levels shoot up by 300%, 500%, sometimes even more. Your body isn't destroying muscle, it's protecting it because it knows you might need it. Here's the truth. Fasting actually protects your muscle, especially if you're doing any kind of exercise. Your body chooses to burn fat because fat is storage. It's meant to be used. Muscle is different. Muscle is functional. It's structure. Your body doesn't tear down structure unless it absolutely has to. And if you're fasting for 16, 20, even 24 hours, you're nowhere close to that point. But let's talk about your brain for a minute, because this might be the best part. There's a protein called BDNF. Scientists call it miracle grow for the brain. And fasting causes your body to make tons of it. BDNF doesn't just protect the brain cells you have, it helps grow new ones. It makes the connections between them stronger. It's literally making your brain younger and more capable of learning. This is why people say they think so clearly when they're fasting. It's not in their imagination, it's real chemistry. You know that feeling after a big meal when you just want to crash on the couch? That brain fog, that sluggish feeling, that's because your body is using all its energy to digest food. But when you're fasting, when your stomach is empty, your brain gets priority access to everything: blood flow, oxygen, ketones. You become sharper, more focused, It's not like drinking coffee. It's your brain running on the best fuel it's had in years. And then there's inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the hidden cause behind almost every modern disease: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, autoimmune problems. And where does a lot of that inflammation start? Your gut. When you're eating constantly, your digestive system never gets a break. It's always working, always stressed, always inflamed. But when you fast, when you give it time to rest, inflammation drops dramatically. People notice joint pain going away, skin clearing up, that puffy, bloated look that makes you look older just disappears. Now, I need to be straight with you about something. Fasting isn't magic. You can't fast for 20 hours and then stuff your face with pizza, soda, and donuts and expect results. That's not how it works. Fasting is a tool. It's one of the most powerful tools we have for health and living longer, but it only works if you use it right. It makes good habits better. It doesn't erase bad habits. So we've covered cleaner cells, a sharper brain, and protected muscles. But let's zoom out. What does this actually mean 10, 20, 30 years from now? Stop thinking about the next month and start thinking about the next 30 years. There are two words you need to understand: lifespan and healthspan. Lifespan is how many years you're alive. Healthspan is how many of those years you actually feel good. And for most people, there's a huge gap between the two. The average person spends the last 15 years of life just managing problems: pills for blood pressure, insulin for diabetes, medicine for cholesterol, inflammation, pain. They're not really living, they're just not dead yet. They're sitting in waiting rooms, picking up prescriptions, watching their freedom disappear one doctor visit at a time. That's not aging well, that's just aging slowly. But here's what long-term fasting does: it shrinks that window. It takes those 15 years of decline and compresses them down to maybe 2 or 3 years. You're not just living longer, you're living better for longer. We're talking about being 75 and hiking mountains, not 75 and struggling with stairs. 85 and still sharp, still moving, still enjoying life, not sitting in a chair wondering where the time went. The research on fasting and eating less keeps showing us this. Animals that eat less live longer, but more importantly, they live better. Their bodies don't break down as fast. Their brains stay sharp. They don't spend half their lives weak and sick. And we're seeing the same thing in humans. People who practice intermittent fasting long term have lower rates of heart disease, better blood sugar control, less cancer risk, and their brains work better well into old age. Think about the world we live in. Food is everywhere. It's cheap. It's designed to make us want more. We're told to eat breakfast to boost our metabolism, snack to keep energy up, eat 6 small meals a day. Never let yourself get hungry. And where has that gotten us? More obesity than ever. Diabetes everywhere. People in their 40s looking and feeling like they're 60. The real superpower today isn't eating more. It's discipline. It's being able to look at all that food and say, not right now. It's being able to sit with discomfort for a few hours, knowing that on the other side is clarity, health, and a longer life. Fasting isn't about starving yourself. It's about starving the things that are killing you: the inflammation, the insulin resistance, the cellular junk that's been building up since you were 20. You're not depriving your body. You're giving it exactly what it's been asking for: time. Time to repair, time to rebuild, time to remember what it can do. If you're ready to take control of how your body ages, you need to start today, not next Monday, not after the weekend. Today. Hit that like button if you're done just getting older and ready to get better. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next, because we're just getting started. Now, knowing when to eat is only half the battle. Knowing what to eat when you break your fast is just as important. If you mess this up, if you spike your blood sugar and flood your system with the wrong foods, you can undo everything you just worked for. You need to watch the next video on the perfect meal to break a fast. Everything you just learned only works if you get that next step right. I'll see you there. There's tons of health advice online. Most of it isn't based on real science. If this helped you, like the video, drop a comment about what you learned, and subscribe for content backed by actual evidence.